Here's a look at my KLX110L. This is a 2015. Just got it about 6 weeks ago, maybe 2 months now. And I've done a bit of riding with it. It's pretty cool. It's got drum brakes, front and rear drum brakes. It's got a Kickstarter, but it also has an electric start. There you go. So you just turn it on and start it up. And the shifting pattern is 1 down, 3 up. Choke, it's carbureted. There's a better look at the front drum brake. And you can see here it does have a manual clutch. It's not automatic. And that's what the L after the 110 stands for. The regular 110 model is just automatic. It has no manual clutch. And also, it doesn't sit as high as this one. This is actually sprung 2 inches higher than the regular standard 110, which is another reason I bought it. I kind of wanted an automatic clutch, but you know, I'm old school as well, so I like to have the manual clutch. You know, for a pit bike, I think automatic's better, but the main reason I bought this model was because it's 2 inches taller. I'm close to 6 foot tall, so for a little pit bike, the extra height helps. And today I'm going to install a graphics kit that I just bought. Here it is. Factory Effex. I haven't opened this one yet. This is the tailpiece, some of the side covers, front fender. It's going to look kind of like that. And then if you get on their website, you can have custom number plates made. So I did number 28 because when I bought this bike I was 28 years old, and of course Jihimbi Blammo. And they have other options. I just kind of went with the basic stuff. It was an extra $5 to get the Jihimbi Blammo on the side covers. I thought it was worth it, or on the side number plates. Comes with some instructions, and I basically do it this way. You pick 2 corners. You definitely want to start with the holes. Lay them on there, and this is just a game of time. Take your time, patience. I usually spend 3 to 4 hours putting these on, being very meticulous. You put them on once. If you do it right, you don't ever have to do it again, and it'll look good for years and years. I also bought some extra little, I don't know what these things are called. Oh, Moto Grip donuts. They're donuts for the throttle. And you can see here's one I did, and of course it's 26. I bought this when I was 26 years old. This is a 2013 YZ250 2-stroke. And oh yeah, by the way, the KLX is a 4-stroke. You guys are savvy with this stuff, probably noticed that already. And I put this graphics kit on back it was shortly after I bought the bike, so it's been 3 years. I'm 29 now. And you can just look at it. I mean, it's in great condition for the amount of riding I've done. I mean, there's a couple spots where it's peeled up, and I'll just, either kind of glue it back or just trim those areas. But for the most part, it's held up quite well. And the only other thing is that the glue, you can see here, sometimes I don't know what you call that, but you can see what happens. There's a little bit of glue on the outside of the decal, and the dirt sticks to it. And I haven't washed this. I went riding not too long ago and I haven't washed it. And it came with pieces for the front forks there for those guards. And 26. This one I didn't get my name or anything on. I just got the 26 on there. So let's get to installing this. The supplies I use to put these things on, these graphics kits, I usually end up having a screwdriver and an X-Acto knife, but the most important thing is either a heat gun, which you got to be careful with the heat gun. They get hot and you can melt the graphics, so I use a hair dryer, paper towels, and denatured alcohol. The alcohol is for cleaning, obviously. I wouldn't use paint thinner. It tends to, or mineral spirits, it tends to leave behind a residue. I wouldn't use lacquer thinner, acetone, anything like that. I've had good luck with denatured alcohol or isopropyl alcohol. And then what I'm going to do is I've cleaned my hands real well, and I'll get this cleaned and prepped, and then I'm just going to apply this one decal on camera, and I'll do the rest off camera and show you what it looks like. This one should be relatively easy to do. There's not much to line up, and so we'll give it a shot on camera and go from there. Alright, I prepped this all with rubbing alcohol, or denatured alcohol actually. And what I'm doing here is I'm going to do a dry fit. And I think with this graphic, you kind of got to use your best judgment unless you do this for a living, which I do not. Yeah, I think I want to start, I'm going to start from the back, the tail here, and kind of get it centered. I'll then work the center down through here. I'll then roll the edges and then hope that they line up, and yeah, I think that's the best. Maybe, yeah. Actually, let's change that. I'm going to start up here and come back. I'll then roll down the edges. I think that's going to be the way to go. So here we go, moment of truth. So I'm going to peel this back. That's some sticky stuff. I'm not going to take all of it off. You don't want to touch it if you can't, if you can help it. It's kind of hard not to. Okay. I'll roll that back just a little bit more, I think. There we go. And this sticky stuff will get on your fingers. Crease that. Oh, right there a little. Okay. What we're trying to do is eyeball this as best as we can without actually tacking it down. And sometimes you have to peel these suckers back up and try again. Which is okay, you can peel them up, you know. When I did the first one on that YZ250, I peeled it up multiple times to get them lined up right. Okay. Let's see, that's going to be good. These are pretty tricky to install. But with a little bit of patience, you'll get it. Yeah, that's it. I think I've got it lined up. So now I'm going to go ahead and remove the rest of the backing and get my hairdryer ready, get it on hot setting. I'm going to warm the graphic up, and that'll just help make it malleable so we can get it on there. Okay. I don't know if you can tell, but it's a lot floppier now. Go ahead and remove the backing. It's good to do this on a warm day if you can. I mean, today it's about 85. And then just gonna work this center down and hope it lines up. And I think it's pretty darn close. I'm going to actually lift it up and move it just a little bit. Like I said, you can lift these up a couple times and it don't matter. I'm just going to rotate that just a little bit. Bring that down. And up, went too far. Let's lift that up one more time. Just turn it a little bit. And there. It's on the side. There, that's it. Okay, so now I've got it lined up. Spend more time trying to get it lined up than it is to actually, once you get it lined up, you just stick it down. It's no big deal. Go ahead and warm it up again. And you can stretch the decal. These will stretch. It's a cool product how it works. Actually going to stretch this side over just a little bit. Now, I know it's hard to see, but I'm going to work it from the center down. I'm just watching for air bubbles, wrinkles. Huge air bubble right there. Okay, so you get the idea. I'm going to do the rest off camera and I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. You can see there's some, that's some of the adhesive and the paper towels sticking to it. So you can just use the rubbing alcohol and that'll rub right off. Now the only thing I did off camera from, I had it laid on there. All I did was just press it down and work out the air bubbles. Now, I still have some of the glue and air bubble here and there. There's about 1, 2, that's all I see. There's 2 air bubbles here in the black. And they're hardly noticeable, but what I'm going to do first is take some of my rubbing alcohol and try to clean off a little bit of this glue. Yeah, it's looking good. And at the same time, I'm helping to press, I'm pressing down the decal so it'll adhere. There's going to be a little bit of cleanup I got to do afterwards. A little bit of detailing. Now for these air bubbles, I got a fresh blade on this hobby knife. It's a number 11, X-Acto number 11. And I'm just going to put a little prick right in there and work that bubble out. There, it just went. For the most part, it worked a little bit more. You can barely even see it. But I just want to get rid of it. Okay. And I got one here. Just going to pop that one. Work that one out. It's not too bad. It's hard to do it without getting any air bubbles. I'm sure the guys who, the pros can definitely do it, but I 1 or 2 panels I'll probably get, or maybe half of them or so, but I usually end up with a couple air bubbles here and there. Over time they work themselves out. Now I'm going to take my hair dryer, and the very last step is to That's what I do anyway. I get it good and hot. I'll then apply firm pressure again and try to really set that glue. Just put this on high. Some more glue. I have to work on getting excess glue off. The decals come with a lot of glue. Working those air bubbles. Looks like I got one new one here. And that's basically it. Wipe off some of this glue here. Let's take a look. I think it's centered up pretty well. And again, you can see this excess glue. You just got to work on getting rid of that. Otherwise the dirt sticks to it, like you can see on my other dirt bike. It's hard to get rid of it all. A little bit of time and patience. I might try some Gooby Gone. See how that does. Okay, don't use this stuff on your graphics. It slightly melts. I mean, it doesn't melt them, but it takes that glossiness off of them. So the rubbing alcohol is definitely the way to go, or denatured alcohol. Here's the finished product. Turned out quite nice. All the decals lined up good. Factory Effex, I really like their product. I can't say that I've tried anything else, but I don't know why I would. If it works, stick with it. Custom Jahimbi Blammo. Number 28. And the whole project took me 3 hours. I wasn't moving fast, but I was consistent. I didn't take any breaks. I just sat here and did them all. Then I got the donuts, the Rockstar Energy donuts to match. And I'll put an annotation that tells you what kit I bought. The only thing that's disappointing to me is the number plate isn't exactly what I wanted. It's close, but I'll show you in this picture. Right here, there was supposed to be a Rockstar emblem, and I don't know why they didn't put it there. I'll show you where that was. You can see on that little card, it's right there. Other than that, it's the same. I don't know why I didn't get that. There's some of their other designs. You can go to their website and you can pick out all these different series. So overall, I'm pretty happy. Once you get in the flow of it and you start laying these graphics down, it starts to go pretty quick. The first one or two is a little bit tricky, but then you figure out, you know, how the material reacts to the movement and how much to heat it up and stuff like that. Fairly easy project. I'd say anyone with, you know, a little bit of common sense should be able to handle a project like this. Thanks for watching.